The queue. Okay, I think, like... I think there's probably 2 or 3 hours of Bioshock left. So how about we finish Bioshock on Friday? And then on Friday or on Saturday, depending on how time looks, we'll jump into Persona. We also need to figure out when to play Bioshock 2 and Infinite, because don't forget that in about a month, Bayonetta Origins is going to release. Anyway, as you've probably guessed, I'm going to pay a visit to the inner journeys ahead. But I want you to come too. I realize you don't need to say any farewells, but the Exarch does, if so in spirit. So I thought you might bring him along, so to speak. I'm sure he'd love the thought of being lugged about his hero's back. Bio 2 is my favorite. Nice. So let's be off, shall we? I can't wait to see how Herrick is doing. Herrick! I need to... It was the sound. There we go. Sound. Teleport to Sook. I'm at Sook. I've also got to start thinking about what I want to do if I cleared all available content on Rain. There isn't so much left, let's be honest. There's like the raid. And then all of Endwalker. But like I could switch to my main once we hit content parity between the two. There's still a bunch of content to play though on Rain. I have like willfully ignored a few things because they don't have immediate relevance to the main story of the game. Like, they don't set any flags if you complete them. So we can still catch up on those. It's just a bunch of side stories, basically. They are still relevant to the world and all. It's just that they are not immediately relevant to the main storyline. They don't do anything. Other than fill out the lore. Halric? Halric! Oh gods, don't tell me he's wandered off again. Quick, Rain, we have to find him. Oh, Odyssey. Didn't see you there. We're looking for Halric. He has gone for a walk with the others. With one of the others. They're planning to visit the graveyard, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's a relief. Shall we adjourn to the graveyard then? But here, like, there is the Alliance raid in Stormblood, which is based on Final Fantasy XII. There's obviously the Alliance raid in this here, which I want to show off because it's based on Nier. And it's also canon for Nier, by the way. And, yeah. There's obviously the regular raid of this expansion, which also has no direct impact right now. There he is. I was afraid he wandered off again. Oh, no need to worry. Halric's safe and well. He's been showing good progress and likes to go for walks of late. Though his steps usually bring him to this particular spot. Oh, wasn't Wade family here? It doesn't. It's Taslim. His sword, that is. We buried it here in her honor. Oh, so he remembers. What brings you back so soon, out of interest? I didn't think the next round of treatments was due yet. And no, it isn't. Look, I realize this is sudden, but I've come to say goodbye. It's time for me to return home. But rest assured that treatments will continue. Begluck will come to oversee them in my stead. Oh, I see. You did mention that you and your friends were searching for a way home. Needless to say, we'll be sorry to see you go. But I know everyone will be happy for you, truly. Happy and grateful. You've done so much for us, achieved what none of us dared hope was possible. And we'll see to it that the good work continues, and that no more poor souls are buried here before that time. So rest easy and take care. We wish you every happiness. Thank you. I will miss you all. But it isn't time to say farewells quite yet. So if there are any tasks that need doing, hunting bees, fetching water, what have you, just say the word. I mean to make use of every last moment here, after all. The time left to you is precious. That's right, Harold. That's exactly right. Those words will guide you through, so never forget them. Neither will I. I should make a prediction for when I play this game. It's like, how many times is the snake going to have tears in their eyes? And it's going to be less than 100 or more than 100 to be realistic. What? I'm not trying. I just have sand in my eye is all. Same, Alize, same. I have sand in my eye, yes. Ahem. As I mentioned, I mean to stay here as long as possible. In the meantime, perhaps you could go look on the others? Alfino, for instance, if anyone is crying, it will be him. The sibling bartering. Bantering, whatever. Do you have siblings, dear Frohu? Dost thou have lings of the sib variety? $3,000 away from 6. Nice.
Oh, Alpha, no.
Julia, no. No, 69,000 was right.
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes.
The thought of never seeing you again is more than my poor heart can bear.
I love her so much. She's so good. Look at her. Look at this woman. And Sign was just like, I don't know.
It's you. As you can see, Alphino has broken the news.
Yep. No worries, I can return.
I don't know how to console her. She thinks we'll be lost without him.
Oh no. I mean, it's kind of true. Well, a picture paints 1,000 words.
You'll never let me forget it, will you? I'll have you know I completed the promised painting in the end. Be that as it may, there are times only words will suffice. Lady Chai, I have a confession to make. On the day we ousted Lord Vorthree, when I revealed the truth of his tyranny and your complicity in his crimes, I did so with great trepidation. Not out of fear that you wouldn't listen, but that you might never recover. There was a time when I too, in my hubris, believed myself worthy to lord it over others. And when the lie was laid bare, when I was forced to confront the cost, the lives lost, it all but destroyed me. To awaken from a naive dream to so harsh a reality, I would have understood had you all surrendered to despair.
He's talking about the time the Crystal Braves betrayed everyone. Literally, at the end of A Realm Reborn. He's still not over it.
But you didn't surrender. Far from it. You picked yourselves up and rose to the challenge. You found a path forward and the strength to walk it, and to keep walking it, day after day. But what struck me is how much faster you found it than I did.
Really? felt pretty slow to me. But rest assured, we'll make Yulmore into a nation anyone would be proud to call home. Eventually. You can still come and go as you please, I believe. When we have good tidings to report, I may trouble you to be their bearer.
Anytime.
There may also be less than good tidings, in which event I hope I can trouble you for your counsel.
I should be honored to provide it, Master Chai.
Oh no. Don't hang him. He'll die.
Alphino, I know you aren't one to sit still, but do remember to take your ease from time to time. And no matter where you are, remember that there are people here who are praying for your health and happiness. Our brave and gentle artist, you have our love, now and always.
And you mine. Please take care.
This game is so good. Man. There's a strange feeling, Rain. Stand in the company of our friends, knowing that I will never see them again. I struggle to reconcile it in my mind. But this I know. I shall cherish my memories of Northrend. Every soul I met here for the rest of my days. I shall look forward to your tales of the endeavors. Forgive me, I realize now that I never asked you, but what business brought you here? Can I be of assistance? Well, as I said that, did she? Well, as you can see, I'm quite alright now. Until I like her, by the sound of it. Perhaps you might consider visiting Orion J next? Given his conversance with the idiosyncrasies of the Faithful, I doubt it will be an issue. But a small part of me worries that they may not relinquish him willingly. As such, I would feel better if you were to look in on a friend. Assuming you have the time, of course. This part is so just... It's not too long, though, until we save the cat boy, so no worries. But I hope you have you drank well. Because you might be losing quite a bit of water. If you catch him adrift. These are incredibly short quests, by the way. They only have like 5 steps at most, and it's all just talking. The last quest has 2. Which is always fun. But yeah, we can get there in an hour. Easily. Hi, Oriente. Ah, that I should have the pleasure of welcoming a guest, even as mine own occupation draweth to a close. What bringeth thee hither, my friend? So thou wouldst grant the Exarch a final tour of the realm which hath been his home these 100 years? A noble gesture. As for Master Alphina's concerns, thou mayst rest assured that all is well here. Far from detaining me, our Fae friends have agreed to assist in the transportation of their stones into the Cabinet of Curiosity. Naught more remaineth to be done. Regardless, 'tis well that thou didst come, for I had meaning to show you show something to thee, an object I chanced to find after thy victory over Elidibus. Though it hath lost his radiance, it's unmistakably a crystal of light, one that did in all likelihood once belong to Artbert. Having been interred with his body, it would have remained upon his person after his possession by Elidibus. And when his mortal form was, forgive my indelicacy, consumed by thy foe to fuel his transformation, I posit that the crystal did tumble free. Save that which doth abide in thee, it is all that remaineth of our friend. And if you art willing, I would have thee deliver it unto Seto. I can think of no worthier recipient than he, and no more fitting a bearer than thee. As ever thou wilt find the Yamaru in Wolligdorf, my thanks, Rain. Ah, full glad I am to see you safe and well. Rumors spoke of strange spectral foes bent to your destruction. But with the sky returned to normal, I assume all is well again. So what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Well,
Is that Ardbert's crystal? So it is. It has changed, but I would know it anywhere. However, did you come by it?
that is a long story.
Then, even in death, his enemies found a way to profit from his sacrifice. Oh, it grieves me to think of his body being used for evil ends. But, thanks to you, his honor is restored, and he may finally find peace. No words can express my gratitude. I will keep this crystal safe to the end of my days. Rest easy, my friend. You have earned it.
Close your eyes.
Pardon? Very well. Oh, how can this be?
Seto, my old friend. You've grown.
Oh, Artbert, how I've missed you.
Pit pat.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep you safe, or even console you. Had I only learned to speak sooner, I would have told you how much you meant to me, how much I cared.
I knew. I always knew. But I'm happy to hear it nonetheless. Thank you, Seto. My partner in crime.
I see. His journey continues. Then I will not yet bid him rest. With you, he may look forward to many more adventures. It has been a while since last I flew. Perhaps I too will go on a little adventure? Ride the winds, seek the horizon? Yes, I think perhaps I will.
Yes. He's so good. And back to Oriente we go. I should teleport to Liadlaran. You can get an Amaro of your own, in fact, as a mount. But the requirement is getting all of these to 80. As it takes a while. But if you get all classes that were available in Shadowbringers to level 80, you get your Amaro. Just, it is handed to you as a reward. I have it on my main, so... It's not too bad. It's not too big of a time investment, honestly. Like, you level rather quickly if you want to. But yeah, you can get an Amaro of your own. And it's very cute, and you can pet it. Ah, thou art returned. Tell me, how did Seto receive thine offering? Well. Remarkable. It was fated that thou shouldst be the one to undertake this task, I think. As Artbird liveth on in thee, so too shall he and his comrades live on in the hearts of the people of Norvrend. And that tale, now rightly told, shall inspire new warriors of light for generations to come. Now, assuming thou intendest to continue thy tour, might I suggest Slitherbows their next destination? You may. The task of tidying up one's abode is seldom light work, yet I suspect Y'shtolas is heavier than most. Suffice it to say, a pair of helping hands might not go amiss. And what is it? Have you come to spy on me? Does Oriente truly think me so slovenly? The nerve! Loath as I am to disappoint, but my affairs are in order some time ago. I've even bade my farewells. To everyone save Runa, that is. He's nowhere to be seen. Oh, Runa.
Master Matoya.
Ah!
For too long I have remained silent, but no longer. I could not bear it if you were to leave. Please, stay. I beg of you.
Runa, please.
I jest. At least in part. What I came to say is this.
No,
Thank
not
you.
friend zone. Not friend
Without your
zone.
wisdom, your strength, and your kindness to guide us, our people would still
She
be
would
lost.
literally die in about a year if she stayed.
We will never forget you, Master Matoya. Wherever your journeys may take you, you will always be in our hearts.
And you in mine. Remember that your people's journey, that our people's journey is yet ongoing. Your lives will change, and so too will your dreams. Yet come what may, you need not forsake your time-honored traditions, nor less your beliefs.
But neither should you be beholden to them. For it was with curiosity and courage that the Knights Blessed first triumphed over adversity. New knowledge and new wisdom are ever worthy of pursuit.
Indeed they are. And so, until we return to the Sunless Sea, we shall endeavor to live our lives to the fullest.
That is well. But however great your strides, there may yet come a day when the challenges you face cannot be surmounted alone. On such a day,
On such a day.
you may call on me. Since a means to travel between worlds exists, you can be sure I will find a way to employ it.
Yes.
And there remain so many mysteries here that want for solving.
Master Matoya!
Runa, really?
The best scene. The best scene in the entire game. Ah. Honestly, he's a boy in the body of a man. Anyway, it is time we headed back to the Crystarium, shall we? You still have to take the exarch to Nabatarang, I see. Very well, you can look on and thank for it, while you're about it. This will be difficult farewell, and I'm sure he would appreciate your support. The path goes through Twine. If you wait there, you'll like to meet him on the way back. Not before. The opposite of friend zone. Let's go. Magnus. Oh boy. You do? What's this? Bloody name day? I see. Yes, Thancred was here, and Ring too. They said they wanted to go to the Battle Ring. I gave them the use of the trolley. That's right, the old girl's up and running again. But we didn't just put her back together, mind you. Not with a little bit of help of Master Chai. We made her faster. And stronger. Oh yes, the future of trolleys looking brighter than ever. Whisper it, but I reckon it might be time. Time to reach for the stars with the trolley to dwarf all trolleys. You ask me, we'd be better off making them smaller. That way they can fit in our shafts. But that's genius! Why didn't I think of that? Enough. You can daydream in your own time. In case you've forgotten, our priority is to have more working trolleys. That's why we turned to Chinese, by the way. Not to make that one trolley, we've got to go faster. We need help getting a few tellers back in working order, see? Oh, we were out testing them when the airship came down, as a matter of fact. We seem to have a habit of crashing things. Be back. Oh, thanks to the loan of the trolley. Hi, Thancred. Rain, what are you doing here? Don't tell me the others are waiting for us. Nope. That's a relief. At any rate, we've done what we came to do. Which means I'm ready to leave. Or as ready as I'll ever be. Not to pry at what's going on. You off somewhere? You could say that. Explain-a-roni. You're heading home. Just a simple miner that don't know much about this world-traversing business. For the young lady here, she'll be looked after, will she? I'll be fine, thank you. I have a place to stay at the Crystarium, and don't want for anything. Besides which, I've no shortage of friends I can turn to. Friends like you lot. So please don't worry, I'll be fine, really. If you say so. It being a matter of life and death, I suppose you have to leave. But I for one would still be torn, if the choice were mine. I'm not sure I could bear to be parted from my family. No, but it's for the best. Rina's chosen to walk her own path, and she doesn't need me under her feet. Besides, I have my own responsibilities, and I wouldn't be setting a very good example if I neglected them. Ah, perhaps not. Either way, I envy your dilemma. Well then, young lady, if there's anything you need or anything at all, you're to call upon us. We surprise you, but we can do more than simply offer you trolley rides. Thank you, Magnus. Everyone. Shall we then? If you're nowhere left to visit, you can go back to the Crystarium together. Dad cred. Bye, Jarek. Bye, Faith. Bye, Magnus. I mean, I'm not leaving forever because I can still go here, but bye! Oh, it's you. You're probably wondering why I'm not with the others. I always knew everyone would leave one day. And I always hoped and prayed that we would find a way to send them home. But now that time has come, I feel lost and lonely. I don't want our last moments together to be sad. I want to hold myself together, just as long as to say the things that I need to say. But I'm not sure I can even do that. Maybe they're with you. Right. Thank you, Rain. I think we all feel braver with you around. Go on ahead and join the others. I'll be long after if I've taken a few deep breaths. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost about to save the cat boy. Almost. Just 2 more cutscenes.
That's everyone then. We've all said what we needed to.
Even as we speak, Backlog undertaketh their final inspection of our spirit vessels. When thine own preparations for the journey are complete, thou art to present thyself in the ocular.
Everyone? I want to thank you all, on behalf of the First. You, and Minfilia, and the Exarch. Without each and every one of you guiding us, fighting for us, we wouldn't be standing here now. There wouldn't even be a here. And no words can express our gratitude. We still have a lot to do. Countless trials to overcome. But if it ever seems too much, I'll think of our time together. The happy moments, and the sad. I will remember it all. And it will give me the strength to carry on without you. Because you made me who I am. Minfilia. Reen. To honor these names and these memories, I will stand with all the people of this land and strive for a better tomorrow.
Thancred, I believe the honor of responding should rightfully be thine.
I know better than most how much you've grown, and I have every confidence you'll make your people proud. Gods know I'm proud of you. I always will be. You deserve all the happiness in the world, and more.
Might we also say a few words?
Why, this is just about all of you.
To see you off seemed the least we could do. You risked your all for us, fought for a realm not your own.
So good.
Before you came, we had never known the beauty of the night sky. Or the joy of your company. Though it saddens us deeply to bid you farewell, it has ever been our way to send off friends with a smile. Wherever your road should lead, we shall pray for your safety. And following your brave example, we shall continue to fight for the Crystarium.
With or without us, you've always taken good care of this city. I don't doubt for a moment you'll continue to do so.
Aye, a more resilient people we have never known. as resilient and enduring as the tower that watches over you.
To the last, we did not question the Exarch about his past. It is only now, when he can no longer tell us, that we believe we know the answer. We have heard what became of him, and what is about to be attempted. All will be well. Of this we are certain. How could it be otherwise, when every soul in the Crystarium is praying for it with all their heart? And so, when our Lord awakens, I bid you give him a message. Tell him he needn't worry about us. That he need no longer hide who he truly is. That he should live his own life to the fullest. And that if he should ever find himself reminiscing on the past with a smile, we shall be smiling with him. Will you tell him this?
Word for word.
Thank you. Please look after him for us.
I dare say we have all the good wishes we can carry. Let us be on our way.
Look at him! Small! Okay. Well, I suppose it's time. Are you ready, Rain? Yes. Alright, let's not keep the others waiting. Okay. You've made it in time, let's go! Must Rain, this moment is showing associates in. Don't you think I will not have the honor of showing them out again? But I'm informed that you yourself may return. I look forward to welcoming you on that happy day. Now if you would care to follow me. Let's go! Okay. There you are. I think you are ready for your journey. The spirit vessels are primed and your company complete. A word from you, we shall begin. Very good. I shall distribute the vessels as once. It's time for the ending. I hope you have popcorn and tissues.
All right.
Nah, this one is happy.
Pray proceed as instructed, beginning with your memories.
Sip.
The first step is complete, and all appeareth to be in order.
Well, that just leaves our souls then. We're in your hands, Angelo.
It is done! The vessels have received of both their memories and their souls. I hereby entrust them to your care. They belong to you now. Just be sure to guard them well, yes?
This will work, won't it?
Our theories have held thus far. But I make no promises about what is to come. Even the greatest mages in history knew better than to transport a soul across the rift. We, my dear, are in unknown territory. Prepare as we might, we cannot account for all possibilities. And it is in such circumstances that accidents are wont to occur. Yet miracles do happen, so let us pray and will our friends home.
I won't stop praying until I know they're safe.
All safely stowed away? I do hope so. All that remains then is to step into the mirror. Go now, and safe travels.
Bye.
did it? Are we?
We're home.
Oh, you're back! You're back! You're all back!
Thank you. My body feels like a sack of potatoes, but otherwise, I've never felt better. That said, I doubt any of us will be fit to travel for some while. May we leave the rest to you?
The vessel beareth our comrade's blood. With it in thy possession, the way will surely open before thee.
What? But you've only just got here.
I've something very important to do, Tataru.
Tataru, might I trouble you to brew us all a pot of your special tea? Ah, and we may require an extra cup.
Yes. Look at her, she figured out what I'm doing.
Yours is a long road, my friend, and it stretches onto places beyond imagining. With your every step, these grand adventures shall grow more distant and faint.
Oops.
And there may come a day when you forget the faces and voices of those you have met along the way. On that day, I bid you remember this. That no matter how far your journey may take you, you stand where you stand by virtue of the road you walked to get there.
Go!
For in times of hardship, when you fear you cannot go on, the joy you have known, the pain you have felt, the prayers you have whispered and answered, they shall ever be your strength and your comfort.
Catboy time.
This I hope, I believe, here at memory's end.
Some days later. Oh, you're ready for mood? This cutscene contains big mood. There is mood.
What is it, Alize? Are you all right? Do you still feel under the weather?
Physically, I couldn't be better.
Big mood.
Thanks to Kryle's ministrations, I'm already looking forward to our next fight. But seriously, don't you have anything to say about that?
It's time to duel. He fucking did it. He's doing it. He's the heart of the
No
cards.
less impressive than our garments. You've outdone yourself, Tataru.
To give credit where it's due, I had help from a certain fiery pixie who visited me in my dreams. They gave me all the information I needed to get the details just right. For your weapons, though, I needed a lot more help. Thankfully, our favorite heads of state were happy to place their finest craftsmen at my exclusive disposal. Oh, and speaking of the Alliance leaders, they all expressed their unreserved elation at your safe return, and promise to come and see you in person as soon as they can.
They really needn't have gone to such trouble. But we'll be keeping these gifts all the same. Do pass on our gratitude.
I realise we haven't taken up new martial arts, nor have I ever been one to set much store by appearances. But I can't help feeling a certain lack of, I don't know, personal development.
I quite understand. But as you observed, the others had the more pressing need. Rest assured, our turn will come.
And that was the dev team going, yeah, we know we didn't.
If I expend any more ether,
Redesign
I
everyone.
swear I will blink out of
Hi, Manny.
existence. I need a bite
Yes.
to eat.
Oh no, the bread.
Tataru, a cup of tea, if you would be so kind. And something sweet.
By Mistress Kryle's exhausted state, may I assume that the ward hath been restored?
Indeed. We succeeded in weaving it anew, albeit at a slightly diminished potency than when I had Becklug's assistance. It is no cause for concern, though. The tower is not easily reached, never mind breached. And even should some few succeed, their presence won't escape my notice.
Excellent.
Yes.
Said duty thus discharged, thou art free to go wheresoever thy fancy taketh thee. Upon which note, hast thou perchance come to a decision? The offer remaineth open.
Well, if you're certain that's what you... I mean, if you think I...
Raha, really?
Right. I accept. Henceforth, I shall count myself a scion of the seventh dawn. Grahatir, at your service.
Let's go!
When I was a boy, many long years ago, I yearned to stand tall as the heroes of Eld. But, like a fool seeking to pluck the stars from the heavens, my every attempt to reprise their deeds fell short.
Help! Somebody help! Hippogriffs!
Yes.
Hippogriffs on the rampage! A giant flock of them! Please, we need help!
Cat boy.
I could do with a little rampage myself.
What? Now wait, just a...
Whee!
Here we go again.
I love this cutscene. Bye! See you later, or Friday, I guess. Bye-bye. This cutscene is so good.
I will join the fray when I finished my tea.
Thus did the Avatar of Destruction descend, and in her wake leave naught but tears and ash.
Ah, what are you gonna say?
And then, one day, an all but forgotten dream from my youth stood before me, in the flesh. So it was that a new adventure began.
Hi, Xenos. I see you dropped your armor.
The memory of a dying world's end. Night after night. And I thought it but a tired old dream.
I say, I knew that securing the palace would provide your radiance with depressingly little sport, but that you should fall asleep out of boredom. Splendid, truly splendid. And my own preparations, you will be pleased to hear, proceed apace.
Why did it have to be Asahi's body?
Oh, yes. They proceed very well indeed. Frighteningly so. And we owe it not least of all to this singularly useful body I chanced to find.
Why him?
With the populares now all but destroyed, it will be the simplest of tasks to discredit their groundless assertions that I met with a grisly end. And as the very much alive Lord of House Brutus, I have a vast fortune at my disposal. Ah, money, 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 the great motivator. There is simply no better way to move men and expedite plans than with its alluring glint. Would you not agree? But wait, were we not acquainted, you and I. Should our familiarity cause you distress, I beg your forgiveness.
What did you say your name was?
Oh, a dagger through my heart, that my deepest desire should forever remain unfulfilled, to live unrecognized, to die forgotten. Oh. So it goes. Whatever this flesh may have been before, it serves only as a vessel now. And I, faithful Fandaniel, labor only to advance my lord's ambitions. Speaking of which, with the palace in our hands, we may now proceed with the next phase of the plan.
Why did it have to be his buddy?
How very odd. Despite all our havoc wreaking, old Elidibus did not deign to appear. Dare I hope that the last of the unsundered is gone? Imagine it! Bound no more by the shackles of mouldering memories of damnable duty, free at last to live for the moment!
Ah, yes.
Your radiance. But give the word, and I shall go forth and prepare for you your hunting ground.
This guy is so fucking... Ugh.
That which awaited was a fell beast. Ferocious, ravenous, remorseless. Do as you will. It has been too long, my friend, and insufferably dull in your absence. When you return to me, you will share everything. Every blow will be a story unto itself. Every triumph, every kill. Rest assured, we shall have a fitting stage for our reunion.
Yo, the blade was reflective? Damn.
Oh, yes. To reprise that transcendent moment, I will set this world ablaze. And we shall dance before the pyre. The beast shall kindle the flames of the apocalypse.
This guy.
Into its domain shall the hero set forth for the final chapter in the tale of this star.
Quite so. Cat boy! Hi. Pet the cat boy. Pet him. Pet. 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 Ah, he's so good. The best cat boy that has ever boyed or catted. Ah, you're back. Tell me, Rain, do you think I was excessively familiar earlier? In my tone and mannerism? I thought it better to be familiar than formal, if we are to be comrades, but now I worry that I may have detracted from the gratitude and respect I harbor for everyone. Perhaps you might consider it a nod to my regrettably less than humble beginnings. Yes, that will do. Being free to live as one pleases is not without its challenges. In a way, it was easier when I had a mission that consumed my every waking moment. It provided me with a focus, a constant push in a singular direction. By the way, was casting spells always so draining? I'd quite forgotten what it was like to do without a tower. I've rarely felt so exhausted or hungry. Yet if all I did was bend the bow, I would be of limited use to you in your adventures, so I shall persevere. Whoever might have been before, I am now a scion, and an inexperienced scion at that. A green initiate, eager to learn how to best contribute to the cause, that he might follow in the footsteps of his inspiration. Stop, you're making me blush. Yes! Ah! Cat boy! Yes! The cattest of boys! Don't wind up, mister. Yes! Show him the small rat here! So cute. Well now, I have the suspicions on what this is about. Would you be so good as to confirm them for me? I just thought. I went ahead with it after all. The artisans of the mean had to come to me with a proposal, you see. In celebration of the knight's return, they asked how I wished to be commemorated. On a coin or as an automaton? Neither, I replied. For all the good it did. They knew I would be embarrassed. It makes no difference what name they give it. They still did it. Right stubborn lot they are, as befits the people of the Crystarium. They shall be just fine without me, and Lena may rest assured I do not worry for them. Nevertheless, I shall never cease to pray for their happiness. No longer am I the leader of a nation. Whatever power and influence I may have wielded, I left behind as surely as I left my body. For everything I have ever felt and experienced, all of these things and more I have brought with me, you have brought for me. And I shall carry them close to my heart always, until the end of my days. I love that you could just show him the small. How are you? Whee! Okay. Oh god. I forgot it's a long explanation. Ah! Yes, my soul, and also this, and lore. I just wanted to ask how you are. Who doesn't like you, you cute cat boy? Okay. Now that we finally, after 3 whole sessions, managed to complete this part of the main story. What now? We could continue, probably get to, like, the dungeon. Maybe. A bit out of phase is the problem. We should probably be able to do stuff. I don't know. I'll take a short break and figure out what we do next. BRB. Okay, I have returned. Hello. I've decided we're going to continue the main story. So we can reach content parity with my main account. And, like, no longer force me to do things. Like, I want to experience the next patch together. We only have, like, 3 months left. So, yeah. Oh, greetings, Rain. Come to look in on our friends. Rest assured, everyone is quite well. We keep a close eye on them, and I've satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how better use the pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we?
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the First. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
True.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it. Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
Yay.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared.
True.
Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? All right, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald, and we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
What meeting? Lead on.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
I would never.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
She knows.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
She knows.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
So cute. When I set out to search Elric, I think Gabu was always in the back of my mind. And having proved the lights the corrupted are not lost, I'm convinced that the same must be true for the Tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the ether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And the root of the cause is different. Perhaps the solution is the same. It's by no means unreasonable hypothesis, Alizé. It warrants full investigation. there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness, not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Begluk would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tampering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt. The combined work of the many scholars involved doesn't exact the amount of wealth of knowledge. Not the modern scholars, perhaps. But what of their ancient counterparts? I know the Alagans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And what if we seek is to be found anywhere? Would surely be the Aetherochemical Research Facility. But they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Azizla, which means we'll be needing an airship. Hey, an airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silvertear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Everyone like, huh? You mean, what do you mean? Huh? My favorite weather. Gloom. Gloom. I give you the Bonanza, the Science's very own airship. I built it as a company project with help from our friends at Rising Stones, and named him for luck and prosperity. Tataru, this is amazing! We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments are impressive enough, but to build an entire airship? I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Science's fabled coinkeeper. Hey. I'd also introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as I'd hoped. But that's alright, because we fired this capable fellow here instead. The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana Cattest, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azizla. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! Honestly, Sid would be jealous at the way that airship flies. Tataru has undone herself. Anyway, here we are on Azizla, and Alfino's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and... yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azizla, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, the path to an aetheryte beyond... this path leads to an aetheryte, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Yes! It does indeed! I love how old Aetheryte technology is. And like universally used. It would be like would be interesting how far back this technology actually goes. Maybe it's something left behind by the ancients. Who knows? And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for reference to tempering. I wonder if this questline is different if you haven't played the optional trials on Heavensward. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed, let us see what this report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No! Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But maybe another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is where to look. It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. It's likely that he kept a copy. I would say it's a distinct possibility, assuming he was a researcher here. He would have had a quarter in the Hemisphere. We can ascertain the details of the Hemisphere control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana Cattest. We will need them to reach our destination. Ah, I forgot. You already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the Hemisphere. Yes, I do have plenty mounts. Plenty of them. Plenty of them indeed. The late Owen did indeed have a chamber here. The Snort will be able to tell us its number. Owen is such a normal name for an Alagan person. There, from what I can recall, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Again, in all likelihood the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it would be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to get access. Force, for example? We resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that wasn't the records too? I am. The reports sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-aspected ether was prone to pooling in the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as much Alaga knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard, if I may. I suggest... the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the beta quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with the shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come third. There it is. Geeb. Oh no! Level 80! Oh shit. Boom! 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 I love the flash, it's so fun. Makes no sense that lightning attacks hurt them. But okay. Would be more annoying if they didn't. So I'm fine with it. Ta-da! I got it. Let's go. Bravo, that was quite a show, adventurer. While the spectacle proved so enthralling that all my thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited a little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. Very funny. Let us get to, back to work. Forgive me, the scene so reminded me of our first meeting. I couldn't resist. Well, the contest continues, so you'd better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Brent, for bringing me here. Any day. The Cattest of Bois. Ah, precious. It appears, Alizé, you're locked, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? Have it. There you go. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do I have that you don't? A mini-map? It's a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Rain. Not only about the secrets of adventuring. But come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Hemisphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I'm right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Ah, yes. Assuming the place works like the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Go, Raha, go! Go, cat boy! Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. Isn't there a secret fate on that platform? I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether, and nothing if not practical. Alfino was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on a nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Sharlayan's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life under the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, my father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alfino was utterly convinced of his views, and would cheerfully argue to death with anyone who saw things differently, by which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to one belief. I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alfino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the Arlagan civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon mark. My peers at the Students of Baldassian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time. I will admit that it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive node. I was waiting for me in this chamber. A copy of this report still survives. It would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Boop. Orb. Initializing, scanning for registered user. User found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. It never ceases to amuse me. It's but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Unai said as much when they granted me this gift. But until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Searching. One item found. Iconic corruption. An overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Let the knights know the password. Right, let's see. Glory be to Alag. Long live Emperor Xand. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short for simple, for instance. Password. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable if it were not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. What did that thing just call me? Wild Rose. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Right, that's it. If we dismantle it, manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep will risk losing the report altogether. I believe it may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone could coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stars. This is so funny. I love it. Password! I should probably mention I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rembrace did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears a friend has been afraid on field on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext. However much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Beep boop boop. Look at him. All but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? So cute. Revenant's Toll. Here we go. Woo. This cutscene's so good. I love replaying this. It's just like all the details you forget. You only remember the overall storyline. Password. It's the bomb. That's so funny. Wonderful news, Rain. The tower is contacted Sid on our behalf. And he is on his way here, even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Cryle? Names. As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best respond to the recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Domin allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatest concern to us is the third, a legion aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus, aren't they the ones who took Yatsu and Asai? This bodes well. Xena's movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere with the conflict. And so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from the Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of the decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Luminsons in particular struggled in their efforts, and Alphinaud and Jistola have been called upon to aid them. So as long as we're dealing with the Tempest, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tampering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable and dance for a bit? I shall sit in as soon as he arrives. Talking is difficult. This place, yours. Indeed. Sid! Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we have a handful. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. Struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What is it? Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you need to find the password to this Alagon's report. Just so, with nary clue to guide us. You could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that I could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. And you could rely on you. Now anticipating that might be of use, I take the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rumbres that contains a Alagon dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. And looks like it finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I wouldn't, milady. Note. Open the report entitled Iconic Corruption and Overview. Password, freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupted bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the ether of the soul. Said ether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the ether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. By way of an example, the exposure to the ether of the fiend, Sephiroth, would cause a subject's ether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. These changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. The stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable. The stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume the entire existence. In this manner, do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested that the decision, and for my impertinence, I've been stripped of rank and title. Will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I recorded in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. So not even the Alagons were able to find a cure. Or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate the tempered soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatic faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. If we could only make them remember who they were. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Though, through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the enchantments of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did, you're right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I can see that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. Then perhaps it's better we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable. This time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct a year's worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different than how we identify the password. But it'll take more calculating power, a lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked this report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, password that could be guessed by anyone with a leisure and a dictionary. Wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen. By those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chef. Chief, not Chef. That means cook. Things are about to get very busy. Luckily, we have you to help, eh? Let's go! Right, while Grahati and I configure the terminals, I want you, the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, cerulean to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers to go on a gathering spree. In that case, I'll trust Rain and Alize with the cerulean. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Nice. Taking the Sky Skill Manufactory in Ishgard at the cerulean processing plant in Thanalan. The people there will give you what we need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all same to you, I'll head to Thanalan. We get to meet Emmerich. You stand at the Sky Steel Manufactory. What is it you require? So you're after cerulean. In that case, please present the note to engineer the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. But this is where I want to go. Cerulean? Oh, you've come to the right man. Fair warning, though. The price has shot up in a kind of uncertainty with the Empire. So I hope you got a coin. Well now, a promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's good as gold to me.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
Emmerich!
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course. Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find. I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it. Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's its husband! Let's go!
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1.
And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Sure.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Ah, they are so good together.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
Alrighty then.
Damn it. It's overloading.
Oh no!
Chief! She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh!
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Oh no! Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There! No. I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Let's go!
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
No.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at.
True.
This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
At long last, we have a cure. Theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such time we put it to the proof. But I'm quietly confident. Well, if we are to test it on someone, I suggest Gabu. symptoms are relatively mild. It'll be fine, I'm sure of it. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. Gabu! I love the bean, he's so cute. Bees. I'm coming. Da 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 da. Ah, hello. Okay. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Gabu to us at once.
Apologies for the wait.
Ah.
Gabu, have you been good?
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment? Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
Ding! There he is.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin.
I love this.
Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn.
So cool.
Tis done.
No small amount indeed. Oh.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Well, this seems as good a spot as any to have a rest.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Don't tell me, tell her.
I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire. Alize, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
It did work.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether, and while Alize was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gaboo, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then, the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
Her mom.
I have to go now, Gaboo, but the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Bye. She will be the pains to remind me, but I've not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first. But this seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make for a cave. Cave! Let's go to the Shire. I've been there in a while. Fly. I think it's so funny that every mount in the game can fly. Just all of them. And they had to make swimming animations for all of them, and the flying animation is basically the same for all mounts, save like 1 or 2. So yeah, they just put the flying flag on them. Like, why not? Does it make sense that a Tyrannosaurus Rex can fly? No? Too bad. I take it you're ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil. Very well. Goodest song. So good.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away, and for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the first, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process.
No.
There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Uh-oh. Yes, indeed. Uh-oh.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I'm proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the
the
first
cat boy.
place.
There he is.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
Foxy. Hawk.
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxies with the power to stir the soul.
Bacon!
Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were. Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Ah. I like Matoya. Alright. Off to my old workshop then. Everything's required to make your familiars there. It may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I try to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars and mayhap a monster or two. But nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning up the place payment for my help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there are no other objections, I suggest you run along to my quarter. I'll say one of my porogos who had you into the workshop. You need to only tell him who you are. No one can be too careful after all. Off you go. This is so good. I do enjoy being given an intermission between adventures. Whereas other parts of the game just kind of slap you in the face. In Endwalker, you got like half a patch of respite, whatever, of calm, before all hell broke loose again. It's so, like exactly until after the dungeon in the first patch is how long your break lasted. 4 quests, 4 of them. Yes, Final Fantasy 1 music. Very good, very good. Don't remind me of that. Greetings. Frog voice. I'm not the frog expert here. The frog expert is not here. Greetings, and welcome to my good mistress's relict. Rogo is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. Within you will find a space. Within you will find a space dedicated to the making of familiars, along with a cabin where the requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played a host to a single soul, much less a broom, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. Rest assured, my brother said I shall see you do not lose your way. Now then, ribbit. Ah, just steady word, and I will show you it. Ribbit. Frog noises. Anyway, I'm all out of time. Unfortunately. I don't actually have the time to do the dungeon. It will take half an hour. That's too long. Because I want to do the dungeons with trust, because trust system good. That's why it will take half an hour. If I did this with people, it would take like 10 minutes. If I can get the queue in time. Anyway, it's only this and then the end. And then we'll hit Endwalker. I think we can finish everything until the next patch comes out, so I can finally, like, play the patch content live, I guess? Yeah. I'm sorry. It's been 4 hours, but yeah. We'll surely continue this, but that's my goal. I've been kind of ignoring some of the more important side stories. I've tried to make a selection based on what actually, like, plays into the main story and what doesn't. Which, so far, I've ignored all optional primals. All of them. Because they don't really play into the main story much, other than being, well, mentioned by name in this exact questline we're in. One of them is. And then I've also not played the Ivalice raid, because the Ivalice raid I don't think sets anything up for the main story. It just sets up all the side story stuff. And then I've also not done Eden yet, which is kind of weird, because 2 of the Eden parts have Urianger and Thancred in them, and it will be very weird to have them running around at the first. But I also haven't started that yet, because Eden also doesn't have an immediate bearing on the main story. Neither does the Nier raid, for obvious reasons. But I've actually played one part of that because I like it. I'll admit, I had like 1.5 hours to fill in one stream, but I decided to just play the first part of the Nier raid, because Nier music good. But yeah, I hope I haven't missed any main story relevant content with not playing those, but I don't think I have. Eden might become relevant in the next expansion, though, theoretically. I don't think Ivalice will become relevant for anything in the main story anytime soon, because it's been very self-contained with the weapon quests and boss jar and everything. And then, of course, yeah. Like, I've played Omega, I've played, what's the name? Played Void Ark. Void Ark is an amazing raid series. Played a lot of stuff. But yeah, those are the side content with no immediate relevance to the main story. I have put aside so I can get through the main story faster. Like, everything that just kind of gets me a sentence or two, maybe, in one quest. But other than it doesn't really, like, You don't need to play it just yet. But yay! I will definitely play those after, when we have time, and we're not spending every stream catching up with the main story. I should be able to play through a given main story segment in one stream in the future, except for new patches or new add-ons, obviously. But they have already said, which makes me very sad, that we won't be getting the next expansion until next year. They will not be able to finish it this year, most likely. We will have to wait until about January. But there's still two patches in between, so that's nice. We will have content until, what, like, September? And then 2 months after, so we'll have content until November, it'll be fine. We'll survive. I didn't expect them to just, like, force out an expansion in December, like 1 month after this storyline ends. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be stream for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you had fun. Yeah. And I will see you on Friday for, we said Bioshock. Bioshock 1, the remaster. I want to finish it. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see how much time is left. On Saturday, I'll be playing Persona 5 Strikers, if that's something you're into. But yeah. Bye-bye.